Hi, my name is Tim Stratton, and welcome to my iPad presentation on the evaluation model. This evaluation took place during a whole group instruction in which I did an introduction lecture of a chapter of my physical science class. I introduced the chapter on the structure of the atom by going over vocabulary, connecting it to past material, and connecting it to how students might be able to use this material in the future. I finished up the lesson by having students create a foldable over the atomic structure. Upon completing the post-observation meeting with my administrator, she offered these areas for reinforcement and refinement. First, the area of reinforcement. There were two areas that tied, questioning and thinking. In the first video, you will see how I am reinforcing these two areas. I introduced the acronym HOT to my students, which stands for Higher Order Thinking, and I have used that since then in every lesson to reinforce the areas of questioning and thinking. The second video is the area of refinement, which is on academic feedback. During the observations, I had students create a foldable and to take notes over the lecture, and so I did not give much academic feedback. My administrator suggested that I offer students more academic feedback and also to let them know why I give academic feedback and what it is for them. In the second video, you will see my area of refinement. Hope you enjoy.
I want to go over a couple things here real quick in regards to this video, because it's what we've been talking about here, the periodic table, the elements, the atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons are very important. Now, one thing we see here is that there's a shift from small to large in the size of the atoms. Okay. Now, one thing we have to understand is that there's three things that make up the atom of the element, right? There's the nucleus, which is made up of protons, neutrons, and then the electron cloud, which has electrons, right? All right. So what I want to do is we're going to work with hot questions today. Somebody tell me what hot is.
Higher order thinking.
Higher order thinking questions. I'm going to give you 1 minute right now. I want you to take your composition book or your notebook paper if you don't have your composition book with you, and I want you to compare and contrast the forces in the nucleus. All right, you got 1 minute. Go. 1 minute. Compare and contrast the forces of the nucleus. This is what this makes right here. Okay. Okay, time. Quickly open your book to page 236, 237. Based upon what we saw in this video up here, and the attraction between protons, neutrons, and electrons, look at page 237. I want you to review your answer with the textual information and the diagram on the bottom of page 237 there, figure 3 in section 1. To compare your answer to that. Do not erase your answer, but if your answer does not compare to the books, then I want you to restate your answer in the next line. Okay? You got 30 seconds. Go. Okay, time. All right, now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to think about U-238. U stands for uranium. 238 stands for the atomic mass. Remember, in order for us to get the atomic mass, we must add two things together. What are those two things? Protons and neutrons, okay? Or to get the atomic mass. So, the atomic mass of uranium is 238, right? It has how many protons? 92. So therefore, it doesn't have 92 neutrons, then does it? It has more than that. I want you to take uranium-238, and I want you to analyze how it forms isotopes in your next question, all right, or your next statement. On your paper right now, I want you to analyze uranium-238, and I want you to tell me how isotopes are formed based upon the information that we have studied in the past on isotopes and atoms. We have 2 minutes. Go. All right, I'm going to pass back papers here from the video that we watched and the work that we did. I want to make sure that you understand where we're at and what you missed, what you didn't miss. Everybody seemed to have an issue with question number 17, so we're going to go over that question. Go ahead and open your books. Open your books to page 200. We'll be looking at page 200 to 204. Very important for you to understand that when I give you feedback towards what you do in this class, you need to understand why I give you the feedback and then what you're going to do with it in return. Okay? Well, for one, when I give you feedback in this class, I'm giving you understanding of where you're going, whether you're right or wrong with this information. The second thing with feedback in this class is that I need to know where you're at as regards to your grades, your understanding of material and such. And then, obviously, third, if you do poorly on assignment, then I can give you an opportunity to refine and to correct your answers if need be and to improve your grade. So that's what we're going to do with feedback today. I want you to look at question number 17 and the diagram. We just watched the video on the giraffe dissection, in which we will correlate with our dissections coming up here shortly, and the different videos that we've been watching on dissection. And it's important that as we understand what the giraffe and the neck of the giraffe, that the blood that's being pumped from the heart, which is what question 17 is about, the blood that's being pumped from the heart to the brain has that enormous span that it has to travel. Now, the thing about that is that it always has something working against it. And this is something that you all, not all of you, but for the most part, the majority of the class missed. I think you may have a better understanding of it now after we've kind of talked and worked on these problems, but I want to make sure that you're well aware of it. The blood has to go up to the head. From us, it's from our chest to our head, to our brain, not very far distance. But for the giraffe, we're looking at 6, 7, 8 feet, right? Okay, now, what is the force that's always working against us? Gravity, okay? That's it. Gravity is always working against us, okay? You guys had thought that when, in reading the book, watching the video, that the arteries and the heart itself is trying to pull that blood back down, and that doesn't occur. It doesn't occur in us. It doesn't occur in the giraffe. It won't occur in the fetal pig or the shark that we're going to dissect here in the future. So it's very important, although the shark's a little bit different because it's in water, it's suspended. It's important for us to understand. And as we watch the video on dissection of the shark and the turtles, you will see the difference in what happens with the heart in those animals compared to what happens here. All right, so what I want you to do now is you have your paper. I want you to go through, I want you to read the comments that I put on your papers as regards to the questions that you have wrong, and then I want you to correct those based upon those comments. Now, some of you, it may be different from one person to the next, but I want you to understand where you went wrong and how you need to go about in getting that fixed, right? So I want you to take a few minutes here, 5 minutes, to correct those problems. Not very many. You missed a whole lot, so it shouldn't take too long, about 5 minutes, and then we'll get going on the next phase of class here, right? If you have any questions, make sure you raise your hand and ask so that you can get better clarification, okay? All right, get busy. Yes, sir.
I have
All right, question number 19 has to do with valves of the heart, opening and closing in conjunction with the heartbeat. Right? Now, when the valves open to let blood in, they're going to close between the atrium and the ventricle, so that it's not just squirting the blood out as it comes in. It has to work in a pattern. One has to come in, one has to come out, but it can't just be an open flow. So when it's an open flow, it squirts everything out, then the heart has nothing to pump. Okay? All right, now, based upon that, what you need to do is you need to rework this problem to state what the importance of the valves are. We talked about the heart. I want you to analyze what the functions of the heart are, and then tell me the function-based format. Okay?